Spending time outdoors and in nature, to me, is one of the greatest things we can do for our souls. And I've always tried to create that feeling of living with nature at home. This housing project's been my first chance to create something that's actually ours, and we'll be able to see the gardens mature properly. This is Josh's house, the landscape special. Well, I've got to say, I'm really wrapped with how the landscaping's ended up. And I can't wait to see how the plants establish over time, to see the garden habitat evolve, and just to see the homes really sink in to the surrounding garden. But I'm most intrigued to see how my family interact with the spaces that we've created and how we all benefit from that over time. I guess this reflects our thinking from the outset of the design phase, applying sustainable landscaping principles like water-sensitive design, local food production and urban biodiversity. So let's take a look back to see how we converted a lifeless patch of sand into a thriving garden, and in doing so, transforming a groundbreaking housing project into our family home. We set out to build the houses for $1,200 per square metre and allocated around $100,000 for landscaping both properties. With a total landscape area of 800 square metres, things were always going to be tight. My design team at Josh Byrne & Associates approached the project in the same way we do any other, developing concept plans and budget estimates, followed by the preparation of detailed drawings specifying every element of the hard landscaping, water systems, soils and plantings. And then the scary part, have we got any budgets here, or you don't want to know about that? No, it's a dream still. So here's the plan in a nutshell. Both houses will have private north-facing outdoor living areas with extensive decking covered with shade sails in summer. Our garden in the back house will include play features like a sandpit and trampoline, as well as a chook pen. There'll be a big shared veggie garden between the homes, fruit trees along the driveway and native plantings out the front and on the verge. G'day Matt.
G'day.
Welcome to the vlog, mate.
Yeah,
we were also sure to put together a contracting team who were into sustainable practices and who were willing to come along for the ride of what the Josh's House project was looking to achieve. Leading the landscape construction would be Matt Huxtable.
All those sleepers, are they for all here?
Yes, yep. So the sleepers we've got. So
as far as jobs that I've worked with, it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. The access is good. The materials have been sourced and selected. I guess the time frame's maybe a little bit tricky, but the weather's still good, so yeah, I'm sure we'll get through.
My longtime friend and collaborator Ben Alpers is a master at working with salvaged timber, and I was absolutely stoked when he agreed to come on board to build all of our decking, pergolas and screens.
I've always worked with second-hand material. It can be a headache at times, but that is where it's actually, that's where the creative process comes in. If you've got twisted bits of timber, you try and find the happy medium and you make it work somehow. If it's all dead square to begin with, it actually can be quite boring.
Yeah, like that, yeah. So here, top of fence height, okay, along here, and then that side, top of gutter height all the way down. Okay. Sweet. Awesome.
Changes on the fly, Josh.
It's the only way to design, mate. Your landscape design, you've got to feel it. As long as the concept's there, and then particularly when you work with guys like this, they're so awesome. You know, they get it, so you can just tweak it. And I mean, Ben and I've got heaps of jobs together, and we always do that. We just go, right, look at it, and he doesn't get shitty. Other tradies get really shitty. He goes, no, it makes sense, so it's good.
That old bloke next door's got a bag cough, hasn't
he? Yes, yeah. Have a lozenge, dude. Construction of the houses was nearing completion and materials for the landscaping were on order, but it appeared as though I may have got just a little bit ahead of myself.
Or I was thinking maybe a different option.
I can't believe it.
I wasn't happy with the kind of space allocation. Josh had allocated about half of the space to veggie beds, compost and chickens, and about a quarter of it to the decking and pergola and about a quarter of it to the kids. But I wanted half of it to be for the kids. Now that he's accepted that he has to rethink the landscape, he's okay about it.
At the end of the day, Kelly's suggestions made sense. That was to simplify the design around our house and basically make it more kid-friendly. Doing this also provided the opportunity to tighten up on the budget, which was already beginning to slip. It's April 2013, and with just 8 weeks to get all of the landscaping and construction completed in order to hit our targets, we really had to get cracking. Ben and his team's work on the pergolas and decks immediately put the north side of the homes in perspective in terms of purpose and scale. We brought in large rocks for retaining walls, as well as logs and stumps for edging the sandpit and as climbing structures. We made gabion walls filled with limestone rubble as repeating features, used for letterboxes, screening and seating. Water system features included rainwater tanks, grey water diversion devices and a shared bore supplying irrigation to common food growing areas. Soil conditioners and mulches were brought in for the garden beds, gravels for the courtyards and driveway, and then came the plants. How good is it to have Matt Huxtable and his team here? That is smashing it out. Certainly helps to have that muscle and skills. They're right onto it. The plan was really starting to come together, but we still needed to make a final push to get everything completed. As if there wasn't enough pressure, but I also had to keep my eye across all of the interior finishings of the houses, keep my finger in the pie at work, and shoot stories for Gardening Australia. Controlled release mineral fertiliser will give these trees just the kick they need. When it came to planting, the first thing we did was put in the mature deciduous trees, which were carefully chosen and located for providing summer shade whilst allowing in warming winter light. This is the type of work that I love, as it's really physical and the effect on the space is instantaneous. Well, this is a big day for me. The first trees going in on the block, and big trees of that. This is a beautiful crepe myrtle. We've got a Chinese tallow, and about to come over is a Gladitia tricanthos sunburst. All beautiful deciduous trees, perfect for Perth. Give us summer shade, winter light through. Mate, to be honest, I'm knackered. It's been a huge day. Obviously, mid-shoot for Gardening Australia. It's all go. One of the things I love about the program is we don't mock it up, we do it. We're just hands-on filming as we're doing the job, but it gets a bit tiring. But at the end of the day, we'll have a great story and trees in the ground. Other plants were grouped together based on their common water needs, called hydrozoning, or their sun requirements, and how we use them. Well, together the Josh's House team truly brought the block to life, with a great design and a huge effort. But with just 1 day to go before our deadline ticks over, and the project is officially launched with our partners, it's an all-hands-on-deck situation. Yeah, it's been pretty hands-on the last couple of weeks actually. We've set ourselves a firm deadline, and the landscape team and all the subbies are just going for it, so I'm just here helping where I can and making sure the wheels don't totally fall off, but mate, we're under a bit of pressure. But hey, you know, I kind of get a buzz from it too, to be honest.
Everyone's on top of each other, which is getting people a bit frazzled in there, but however, they're all kicking in and doing the work, so we've got a lot to do. I'm not sure if we're going to make it, but we're trying our best.
When you're working on a site like this, the tradespeople feed off the energy that Josh is putting out. The passion that he's got is contagious in a way. You know, it makes you step up to the mark. It makes you realise what the dream is, and you know, it's an important project. Blackwood River, take me home.
Well, today is our industry partner launch, and it's a chance for all the people who have supported us through the project to date to come and get the first look at the houses and the landscape completed. And I feel like I've just gotten over the line. It's been a massive couple of weeks, and this last week in particular we've been working pretty much around the clock, and this morning all the team were back, you know, before sun up. You saw us racing around was a bit crazy, but it's always the way, you know, no matter how well you plan things, there's always that last dash, and nothing like a deadline, hey? So I'm pretty stoked, actually.
I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, it's like a piece of art. Even just the last few days, putting it all together, it felt like we were working towards an exhibition opening. And it was, you know, the intensity, the uplift, the energy between all the people involved in this intense work site, which has been very intense, has just been inspiring.
If there's a favourite part, I think it's the outdoor areas. And yet, you know, my responsibility is inside and, you know, the building itself, but really it's probably the connection between the two. See, this is such a wonderful Perth home because it is an indoor-outdoor home.
I think it's turned out really well. I think all the materials have come together really nicely, and the planting schemes worked well, and yeah, it's great to see it.
The completed landscaping starts at the front verge with native trees, shrubs and ground covers that are heavily mulched and will thrive without the need for watering once established. Untreated timber sleepers lead us to the front house, with a sitting area on one side complete with open fire made from an old truck brake drum. And on the other side, a native damp land habitat feature that receives rainwater runoff from the carport and veranda. The northern courtyard of the front house is private and bathed in sunlight, with plenty of space to relax and entertain. Moving through to the shared veggie garden, where I'll spend a lot of my time, and will eventually build a chook run and propagation area. Beyond that, the landscaping leads us into the private garden of the rear house, with a large timber deck, food preparation area, trampoline, sandpit, and climbing logs. There's a patch of grass, outdoor shower, and throughout a mix of herbs, flowers, and fruit trees irrigated by grey water. Heading back around to the front, down our driveway, we pass the feature rainwater tanks, fruit trees with companion plant understory, and hardy plantings that will eventually visually soften and cool the gravel surfacing. Well, I'm as happy as a pig in their proverbial with how things have turned out, and I can see myself spending many, many happy days and nights in this garden. I particularly like how the spaces work together and the connections really do flow, but at the same time you get the privacy that you need, and also, if you want it, a little bit of solitude.
I'm really happy with the design. There were a few discussions along the way before, but now that it's in, it's fantastic. Couldn't be happier. It's a beautiful garden, a beautiful space for the kids and me to be in all day, every day, and that's exactly what we wanted.
I love this. The sandpit, the trampoline, the house, and all the other bits. But my best even better than trampoline, is that Lisa's house is right next door.
Hey guys, who's up for going to Auntie Lisa's house?
Me!
Oh yeah. Let's go, buddy. Come on, sausage.
Look,
Hey,
here's Lisa. Hi. Hello,
Nice
darling.
fire.
How are you?
If you want to find out more about the landscape design of our project and to download the free plans, go to joshshouse.com.au. Our garden will also regularly feature on ABC's Gardening Australia program, 6:30 Saturdays on ABC One. And if you want to see the garden and the houses for yourself, we'll be open as part of Sustainable House Day on September 8. Check our website for more info.
Ready?
Where's he gone? Where's Ollie gone?
Not sure.
But I think there might be a koala in there.